like about these three variables.
Okay. So Rakesh, would you be able to tell me about what is extraneous variable? Yes, Rakesh. Rakesh, you there or not? Pushpendra. Pushpender.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Pushpender. What is extraneous variable?
Sir,
अरे गूगल करके देख के बता दो भाई. बताओ, कुछ बोलो तो सही, इंटरेक्ट तो करो.
सर एक्सट्रेनियस वेरिएबल्स
यस.
इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल्स नहीं होते हैं, बट वो इफेक्ट कर सकते हैं उसको, एक्सपेरिमेंट को.
इंग्लिश में बोलोगे तो अच्छा लगेगा बेटा.
Extraneous variables are those variables which are not independent but can affect the result of the experiment.
Very good. Very good. And how it is different from suppressed variables? Yes,
Sir,
this has to be Parth will answer this. Yes, Parth, Narendra bhai, are you there? Parth, are you there, my dear? Prakash.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, Prakash. How the extraneous variables are different from suppressed variables? Yes, come on. Prakash,
Yes,
Tirthak,
sir.
yes, please tell how it is different from suppressed variable. How this extraneous variables are different from suppressed variables.
Sir, I don't know, sir.
Okay. So can you know about it? Google it. Can you just take some time and get to know about it and tell us? Can you do that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Go ahead then. Yes, guys. Shaurya, have you found out? Have you find out what is the difference between both of these?
No, sir, I'm looking.
Okay. I have taught you in the class also. What is that?
So basically, a suppressor variable suppresses the result of the
Because the name
experiment.
suppresses.
Sorry,
As the name
so I
says,
couldn't hear you.
it
Yeah,
actually
suppresses the result. Yeah.
These are actually two barrel guns. Suppressed variables are two barreled, double barreled, you can say. So they actually nullify the effect. I can give you the hint on it. Yeah, rest you have to take it further. Irtak bhai, have you seen it? Irtak, yes, Tirthak. Tirthak, कुछ हुआ क्या? Yeah, Shaurya, you may continue.
Sir, I'm trying to remember, but I can't recall it.
Okay. Should I show you the PPT now? Or is there anyone who is trying? Pushpendra, what you are doing? Pushpendra, would you like to
Yes, sir.
about it?
Sorry, sir. I also don't remember this one at least. Can you show me the PPT, sir?
Yeah, surely. That is the ultimate thing. I will be going to show that anyways.
Yes, sir. I don't know. I asked.
But I thought if you can remember something, that will be better.
Sorry, sir.
Anyways, actually, I have not shown anything on the PPT. I just told you about it, what actually the suppressor variables are, and you have to actually see how it is different from that of your what you call as your extraneous variable. What actually extraneous is? Extraneous is something outsider, outside, extra, which is not in your control at all, right? Or whereas this suppressor variable, I have told you that it is sometimes there is a relationship on, or you can say it actually suppresses the relationship which is being positively correlated with one variable, and at the same time it is negatively correlated with another variable, right? And these two variables which are in picture, they actually reappear when the suppressor variable is controlled for. Fine. For example, if you take this low age, so age can be one of the factor which may pull up, which may pull the education up, but at the same time income down. So if you want to see the relationship between the education and the income, what will happen? This age will be one of the suppressor variable. Why? Because at the lower age, people may be highly educated, but they may be having a less income. In the contrast with that, what will happen at the high age? The income will be higher, but at the same time, education may not be as much as that of the people those who are young. Means they are more updated regarding this point of view, right? So effectively, this age will be a cancelling variable. This will be a suppressor variable which acts between the you can say uh, uh, the education and income. So education and income are the dependent independent variable, whereas this age will be the suppressor variable, whereas the intervening sorry, the what you call is this uh, extraneous variable is something which is not in your control at all. Okay, so it is something extra. But in case of suppressor variable, sometimes it is in our control, and we can actually feel the effect of the state, right? So that's what I told you in the last class itself. Okay, so today let us talk about the literature review. Okay, so let me show you the PPTs of the literature review and we will be proceeding. Okay, okay. Anyways, so before we start, can anyone tell me what actually is the literature review? Or how do you do that? And why it is needed? What is literature review, first of all? Any one of you? What is literature review? Anyone?
Sir, like it's in which reviews some particular topic written on, and like explaining the facts about those text available.
Fine. What else?
Basically a survey.
Okay. So yeah, because whenever you are going to start anything, you have to find out something what the work has been done on that.
and that work can be in the form of any of the literatures, right? So when the work is in the form of any of the literatures, then we have to survey that literature in order to take the literature review as such, right? Hold on. Okay, guys. So that work, it can be form of in form of any literary, you can say, type of thing, or you can say it can be in the form of a movie. It can be in the form of you can say a research paper. It can be form of review. It can be form of review paper. It can be in the form of a book which has been written, or a news article, any website, anything, any literary thing it can be. So taking a reference from that, you can have a start of your problem statement, or you can say you can design the problem. So whenever you are looking forward for anything such which is related to your business, you may have to have a literature survey which actually tells you that what has been done and what can be done in the near future. Okay, so that is what we call is the literature review as such, right? So uh, so in the process of research, if we see, literature review is one of the most important thing which we do. Okay, so just hold on, I will share my slides with you. Rather, I will share my screen with you. Yeah. Yes. So I hope you are able to see this. Okay. So literature review, or you can say it is a scholarship. Literature review is a scholarship. Now, can anyone comment on this? Why it is called a scholarship? Why this literature review is called as a scholarship? See? Yeah. Come on. Why it is called a scholarship? Any one of you? What is a scholarship? Scholarship is not the amount which you get for higher studies. Scholarship is being a scholar. And that's why you get the amount of scholarship. Okay. So being a scholar means what? Being a scholar means that you have a complete knowledge of that particular thing which you want to be a scholar of. Okay, because whenever we are talking of any research problem which is going to be furthered, right? So what will happen? We have actually to we have to be a scholar of that. We must know about it. Then only we can find out the solution for it. Am I correct or not?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
no. So that what is called a scholarship, you can say. Okay, so literature means writing, and a body of literature refers to all published writings in a particular style on a particular subject. So whatever is available and which is relevant. Second important thing is it must be relevant to the problem which you are discussing. Okay, so literature, that is a body of written books. The name has traditionally been applied to those imaginative works of the poetry, prose, distinguished by the intentions of their authors and perceived aesthetic excellence of their execution. Okay, so this is what we call it as a literature. What is literature actually? Normally, when we talk about literature, suppose like English literature. Now, what is this English literature? What is the English literature? English literature is nothing but the the collection of you can say stories or some poetries or something like that. Am I correct or not? When we are talking that what you are doing, I am studying English literature. So what English literature means? It is traditionally called as a body of knowledge which actually comprise of and which actually is comprised of the intentions with which it has been created. Okay. So the output of the literature review is a description, it is a summary, or it is a critical evaluation of the selected works. For example, if a researcher wishes to develop an expert system of suppose power distribution substations, so what he has to do? He should review most of the works which are related to power plant, power distribution, you can say expert system before his or her actual work design is finalized. So before everything is done, he has to study all these things, right? And without proper literature review, the researcher will not be able to do the similar works. Why? Because he is not aware of what is going on or what has happened, or otherwise he will end up in reinventing a wheel, right? And he will also create a plagiarism. Why? Because something which has already been done by someone, you are again redoing it. There will be no value addition to it. Okay. Getting my point or not?
Yes, sir.
That's why it is very, very important, to just go with the literature review. Okay. This definition I have taken from this Britannica.com art and literature, that what actually literature is. So before we are going with the literature review, we must understand what is the literature. And literature review, it is a survey or overview of literature found to be significant to the area under the study. This is very, very important. So it must be very, very significant to the area under the study. Why? Because rest all is useless. Am I correct? If it is not significant, then it is useless. It will be useful only if it is having some significance. Okay. Getting or not?
Yes, sir.
So,
Yeah. So review of the literature always helps you to increase your knowledge of the topic, identify important authors who have said what, and works in your area of research, identify new researches, theories, or methodologies in your area of research. So that's what it does. Literature review is what literature review does. Okay. Now there are four objectives of literature review. Why we do literature review? The first most objective is the review should provide a thorough overview of the previous reviews, research on the topic. So whatsoever has been the previous research, it must throw a complete light on it. Okay. Next is the review should contain the references to important previous studies related to the research question that are found high quality resources such as scholarly books, journals, and all that. Okay. So it has to be a high quality sources and it should refer to those which are high quality sources, right? Next, review should be cynic and well organized. It has to be well organized and it has to be pinpointed. It has to be very, very, you can say, focused, right? Because whatever else you will be studying out of it will be a useless one. Text is a review should follow generally established stylistic guidelines. Okay. Why? Because it actually conveys the reader that the author is familiar with the publication style and it adds the legitimacy to author's work. So until unless you have done your literature review, your work will not be having any authentication. So in order to have such authentication, it must be in a proper established style. Okay. Next is importance of literature review. Okay. The importance of literature review is that it studies the contribution of others' work and the contribution of research work in the problem domain. So it studies that. Okay. Secondly, it identifies the relationship of each work to others and none of them before the actual work. Okay, so it identifies the relationship of Each work means something has been done. For example, if I am inventing a, you can say, LED light. So I have to go that before that, what was there? There were CFLs in the market. Before CFL, there were tube lights in the market. Before tube lights, there were bulbs in the market. And bulb was actually invented by Edison. Okay, and that is the proper use of the electricity which has been done, which has actually given light to the entire world, even after the sun was set. Okay, so that is what it is. So it actually establishes a relationship. Next is it identifies the gaps in the previous research by the new interpretation, and it also throws light on any of the unidentified gaps or also on the identified gaps. So the gaps which are there, that to what extent or what savings has been done in the electricity by use of these things, and where we stand now, there is a huge gap. So how it can be optimized, the question comes afterwards. Your problem may be regarding the optimization, but literature view tells you what the gap is. Okay. Next is to analyze the conflict and resolve it. If there is any conflict, then that has to be identified and it has to be resolved immediately and instantly. Further, duplication efforts can be prevented by prior scholarship in the current field. Okay, so because what happens, if a person has already done something, literature review will be able to will enable the person to know that what has been done, so that he should not duplicate the things. Okay, further additional research area can be fulfilled after a successful literature review, and literature review reveals the common finding among the studies and disclose the inconsistency between the studies. Further, literature review identifies the factors not previously considered and provides suggestion for the further research. It actually works as a eye opener for the researcher to provide him the insight provide him the insight about what is done and what is the scope of the further work to be done. Further, it also signifies the output of the literature review describes how proposed research work is discriminated or different from the previous research statistics. Means if we do not know what is being done previously, how we will be able to understand that what is the proposed outcome of the current study. So further, originality of the content and the relevance of the proposed research problem can be identified or can be understood by the help of a proper literature review, and proposed research methodology is justified and the literature survey pre-demonstrate the research proposal. So these are the significance, you can say, for the literature review. So that's all about the literature review, particularly today. So literature review is also one of the very important thing what is to be done. Now I'm giving you some of one of the assignment today. Just write it down, or better I will write it for you over here. Is that how we can say that I'm taking it on the Teams only. Yes. Yes, BBA semester 4. Assignments. I hope you have submitted the previous assignments. Have I given you something in this or not? Sure.
So you gave one assignment, but you didn't tell us that where you have to submit that.
Okay, fine. So what was that?
So you told that explain the process of research.
Okay. So I'm giving it to you today itself.
So do we have to submit that on the same mail?
Yeah, you have already done the previous one, so that is just to be submitted. And this one again you have to submit by tomorrow or so.
No, sir, but I'm asking like on the business law email ID only.
No, here.
Okay, Teams.
On the Teams. Okay. So discuss in detail the process of doing business. This is question number 1, which you have already done. And question number 2, I'm giving you. Discuss the detailed process of doing literature review. Okay, so both these things you have to do. By when you will be able to give it? Yes, sure, tell me.
Wednesday.
Huh?
Monday.
Why Monday? It's too far.
So actually, we have like one more assignment of business statistics.
Okay, so schedule to assign in future. Okay, from tomorrow and onwards, you can keep on assigning. And the due date is Monday, yeah? Better keep it on Sunday. Sunday midnight. Close
Okay,
date is also Sunday midnight. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Fine. Due date Sunday. Close date also the same. I'm not getting scheduled, I don't know why. So I'm posting it now itself. At 5 it will be posted today. Yes, done. I hope you have received it. See it?
Not yet, sir.
See?
No, sir, not yet.
Refresh it. Hope that is okay.
No, sir, still didn't get it.
You will get. Anyways, let us discuss about any question you would like to ask me today regarding what we have studied now. Come on. Yes.
So there was one point in why do we have to conduct literature review?
Sorry.
There was one topic like why do we have objectives of literature review? In that there was one point that literature review should be brief and well defined, something like that. But that's the characteristics, right? That's like that does not include.
That is the purpose. That is the characteristic. You can say it should be like that. But why we have to do it? Your question is that, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, whenever we are doing any of the any of the business problem we want to solve, we first need to understand what the problem is and how people have solved it. Okay, in the recent past, right? Or otherwise, how the problem is resolving, how the problem resembles with the already solved problems. It actually helps us out in seeing one of the another aspect of the problem which we intend to solve. That's why we do literature survey or literature review, that in order to understand what the problem is about, because sometimes we encounter very new problem in business, and this particular thing helps us out in addressing that problem in an efficient way. Okay, so that what is that is why we just go for literature review. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Any other question from anyone else? No one? Okay, fine. Then I will leave. Right. So let me take the attendance and then afterwards we'll leave. Yes. So Chandresh Kumar Sigar, Drishti Verma, Harshit Kumawat, Kartik Rajput,
Yes,
Patang
sir.
Sharma, Mukul Swami, Parth,
Present, sir.
Prakash Kodni,
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Yadav,
Prakash Ujjwala, sir.
Present, sir.
Pal Singh, Rahul Jevaria, Rakesh Raika, and Shaurya Dikshit.
Present, sir.
Present, sir.
Fine, guys. Okay, then. Take care.
Sir,
Bye-bye.
sir,
See you.
Drishti is present, sir.
Yeah, Drishti. Yes, Drishti.
Sir, I'm present.
Sorry?
Sir, I'm present, like I'm in the class. I didn't answer before.
Fine, it's okay, Drishti. I will mark you.
Okay, sir.
Okay, bye bye everyone. Take
Thank
care.
you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye, sir.